20 minutes to go. No, 20 minutes after. 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is WEFM 99.9, the clean, fresh stereo sound. Time for another edition of Solutions right here on WEFM 99.9. Good morning, Gemma. Good morning, Jackie. Jackie in the United Kingdom. And while I'm in the United Kingdom, I must say good morning to Ronnie Gittens. Good morning. There's a birthday greetings to send out. There's a greeting to send out. Where is it? Right. Birthday greetings going out to Silita Blucher of Chapman's Village, coming from Shanika Blucher and her friend Michael Johnson. Good morning to you, Silita Blucher. Happy birthday to you. Greetings coming from Shanika Blucher and Michael Johnson. Good morning to you guys. Thank you for locking on. Now, KFC only have one location in Kingstown. So when I say KFC, don't ask me if it's uptown or downtown, right? So on the other side of KFC, there is this building that used to house the offices of the customs, and I saw some pictures from inside of it, and they are building stalls, it looks like, small concrete cubicles, it looks like, and I'm wondering if we are not heading the same situation like we did with the vegetable market. I'm wondering, because I will tell you this. Vending happens on the street all over the world. Ask you something. Them people tell all you they will go inside building. Huh? The people want to be on the street. Let's look at what obtains today. You see all them people in Middle Street, outside of every store, from Jackson Enterprises all the way up to the back of Court St. Vincent Limited, all the way up there, sir. Trotman's all the way up there, all the way up to Lane's department store, straight up to Heritage Square. Middle Street is no longer a street. No, it's no longer a street. When you drive through there, the vendors watching you funny, like, really going out all the boy. Or they know how in here stay. What are they driving in here for? But it is a street. I said it before, you know. And God forbid it's supposed to happen. If there's a medical emergency inside there, no ambulance can get in there. I tell you this. If there's a fire in there, the fire department will have a hell of a job getting in there with those huge trucks. Because first you will have to move people, and there will be panic, and people will lose their buildings and perhaps lose lives. And up to now, we have not addressed that emergency protocol that's supposed to obtain in Middle Street. Huh? You see any fire hydrants in there? Oh. There are buildings, and buildings in town supposed to have emergency exits, but I don't see any because they're all blocked up by vendors. But those vendors, they all have a space inside the market. Not true? Yes. And the vendors will tell you, but nobody coming inside the market, so we have to come out. So we have to begin to address it from the standpoint of the vendors, because the vendors are going to go where the people are. And if the people are walking through Middle Street all the time, that is what is going to happen. I said it before, you know. Those people would have never leave to come out the market if we had put something inside the market that will bring foot traffic into the market. You could complain all you want that it was a monstrosity and it wasn't built with good design and all kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. Let's do something else with it now. The people have the stores in there, they have the stalls in there, and all these good things. But we needed to put something on the top floor, like perhaps the family court. Yeah? Yes. Family court. Or magistrate court. Or something the registry department. I see they have the immigration department jam up inside of a place. Oh, is immigration? Yeah, passport place now. Yeah. They had a jam up in a place, up in a corner, and put that on the top floor of the market now. Put something that people go to every day. They have no choice to go to it. They want a passport done over. They want a new passport. That place have a lot of traffic. On your way in, you're going to spot a ripe banana. On your way out, you spot a pineapple. When you turn in the corner to go up there, you see a nice frock. You're coming back out, you see a nice shoes. Foot traffic is what is needed in that market for that market to work. We have plenty space up there. Let's retrofit this and make the thing work. So we are now going in the same direction, it looks like. So we're using that building and we're going to build a lot of stalls and we're going to tell the people to go inside there. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. The same thing that happens with the market is going to happen there. And I can say Prince Cecil. We seem to think that clean up capital city Kingstown means moving vendors. Oh, we're fooling ourselves. Moving vendors isn't going to clean up capital city Kingstown. Huh? Moving the vendors? No, that's not going to clean up the city. Guess here what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. We move those off the street, put them inside it. You know what's going to happen? Somebody else is going to see the spot open and they're going to come and they're going to set up shop right there. So we move some and guess what? Guess what? More will come and pack up right where the ones they move from. What we need to do in this place, and the first time I heard it, I nearly dropped off my chair. I wasn't a member of the CDC yet. I'm no longer a member, but there was a time when I wasn't a member. So I was there at a press conference, and I heard a fella from the tongue board saying, vending will be provided for people along this street and that street. Look, I had driver's license so long that I don't know no street anymore. So I can't remember which street is which street. I know where I could go up so and can't come down so. So that's all I know. But he was calling street names. Vending not allowed in this street, on this side. And I said, he's serious? He can't be serious. Because I used to go to Carnival all the time. And they used to go anywhere they want. You know what is the thing that made me laugh? In the middle of Heritage Square, in the middle of the crowd, you can't bring your cat or you can't bring your trolley. But them fellas had 3. Not 1. 3. Every single thing that we have said about regulating and policing will just go out of the window the moment we say it. But guess who's listening now? The general public. At the entrance of Little Tokyo. Not the entrance, the exit. Exit is coming out, right? Right. So entrance is up by Vera. So exit is out towards down by Correz. Right? So you're coming out there. And when you're coming out, let me turn. Would be on your left. Right next to Kenlin shop there. You know you could have parked there, right? There was 1, 2, 3, at least 3 parking spaces that could have been used there. From last month, I saw 1 space block off with a table. And within weeks, the whole spot block off with tables. People selling eggs and potatoes and plantain and all kind of thing. They build up these ugly looking things again. Them things look ugly enough. They sort of humbug me, but that's not what I'm talking about this morning. They just decide to take parking area. This is not sidewalk again, innit? This is an entire parking area. And I noticed the parking spaces in Kingstown are just dwindling because a man decided to come and park a truck, a car. They might park a donkey next and selling something from it all day long. And guess what now? The Kingstown board do so. Fold their hand And they nod their head. They look left, they look right, and then they show up and say, pay me $5. Look, this thing is a joke. Don't tell me about you regulating vending until you can address those areas that no vending should be allowed. Address that. Start there. Let's get the zones up and the signage up and let people know first. No vending allowed here. Move from here. And then you're going to ask the question now, where are you going to put them? Because it's one thing to move them and put them somewhere else and then allow the same spot to be grabbed up by somebody else. And allow all these vans and cars and trucks to just park up one spot and just sell stuff whole day. I tell you that. You might find me cold, but I ain't buying nothing from them vans that park up selling nothing. You know why? Because if I go by Bonnie and the tomato sauce that I buy ain't good, I could bring it back with a bill and say, this ain't good, change it. And they have a trader's license. So if they don't want to trade it, I can go to the Ministry of Commerce and Trade and make a complaint and lodge something. And a whole heap of things can happen on a legal basis. But could you imagine? The ketchup I buy from the back of a van ain't good. And I show back up next morning and say, hey, something wrong with this ketchup here. You know what's going to happen, right? It's fighting. Fighting going to start right there. Argument, noise, police. And the police going to tell you, you know, we can't do nothing but that, you know. You'll have to go and get a lawyer. And so I say, avoid all them nonsense there and let me go by the people who have trader's license and buy. And buy. We have done a poor job in regulating vending. You think moving vendors off the street is going to clean up capital city Kingston? No, it is regulating it. And where there's no regulation, chaos will reign. And it's chaos we have now because we have not done anything. Like all the nice things we say when we go to the press conferences. No vending here, no vending allowed there. Look, we had to bring police to lock up a sidewalk. Yeah, that's what happened. The man had police with gun parked up by a sidewalk for nearly a month. Well, they're gone now. But we should not have to reach to that point where we have to deploy police to lock up a spot. People should understand that no vending is allowed in these areas. Vending is allowed here. And on Friday, just like what obtains outside of the market, on Friday and Saturday, we can do this here and there. Until we get to that point, you could build all you want and tell people go inside there. Some will go, and some will go kicking and screaming. But the moment a spot becomes available, it's gone in town. Why? Because nobody cares about rules and regulations because they're not being enforced. I could never forget, me and our partner wanted to bring in some items. Well, the items were here. So we wanted to give samples to get people to know about the product. So we say, okay, one good thing to do is to, on a Friday, we get a spot. Just a Friday alone, not all week. Friday alone. We want to put a table and a tent. Two things, table, tent. And we give people little samples of the thing, and then we are gone. Because this is a serious business, man. He said we have to write to Tongboat so that we can get permission to go there. Nothing was there. We write. And then we write. And then we call. And they say, no, you can't go there. No vending allowed in that area. But a month didn't pass. And now there are now 3 permanent tents there where people put down one of them folding tables thing. And they're selling boxers and panty and all kind of thing on top of it. Cream and soap and all kind of thing. Permanently every single day. We were not allowed legally to use it. And we would have paid. But that spot is now gone completely. 3 persons there, line off side by side. We have not done a good job in regulating. Moving vendors off the street is not going to clean up capital city Kingstown. Look around the town and see what's really going on. I just feel it for a fella named Dwight Hillocks. He tried now about twice to put some bins in town looking nice. The last set they were bigger, prettier, nice. If it's the other thing, they look nice. Where are those bins now? Where are those bins? I saw one. There's only a piece of bin left. I pass a spot and it's only the platform that was built to put the bin on is there. Huh? A show was on TV and people talking about what you know, where you know, how you know. Now you know, let's go. Them said a shame to be Vincentian because of some of the answers that they saw. But all they don't shame. All they don't shame on nothing else. Huh? Look at how some of these people who own buildings in Kingstown have the building. The building looking run down. It looking ugly. But it seems as if there's no regulation. Because when we go to the New Yorks and the Canadas and all those things, look, Vincentians own property in all them places, isn't it? Don't think for a moment that every Vincentian go up there to rent. No, there are Vincentians who own things. And when they own things in these countries, you know what they have to do? They have to abide by the rules and regulations. So if the rules say outside of your sidewalk must be clean and kept in a certain condition, that is how it have to go. If they tell you your building must be repainted every 3 years, that is what is going to happen. But in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it have buildings with bush growing out of. Huh? Bush. A whole tree. And we ain't shamed for that. We ain't shamed for that. But we're shamed because a man didn't know in which year did 9/11 happen. Because he just ain't even paying attention to what the question is. He just overwhelmed that he's on TV. That's street man, you sell things, push cart and all kind of nonsense. That's all he is. This show is for kicks. But there's some serious things happening here that we're not addressing and we don't feel bad about it. Well, I look at what is happening inside our building and I say, Father Jesus, please don't let us repeat what happened with that market. Please. We already have a monstrosity in Chinatown. Any one of you ever go to the back there and see what's going on around there? Yeah. Look at Little Tokyo, another monstrosity. We want to clean up capital city Kingstown. Let's clean up in a fundamental way. It's time that we break down all them shacks inside Chinatown and build something sensible, a nice shopping mall. Give them back to the same people who were in there. But something that the tourists could walk through and get water and a proper bathroom facility to use that they can pay $1 US to use. Huh? Something proper. Let's rebuild Tokyo in something meaningful and tangible. With at least 2 bathroom facilities in there that people have to pay to use. Not no free for all. You pay to use it. Our visitors come and they can't get a proper bathroom facility. I see a lot of them in wheelchairs. A lot of them are not able to move. They are older people. And we're going to tell them. Huh? This town is not friendly to old people. You don't find handrails anywhere. You don't find ramps anywhere. Well, about twice places they have ramps. But I've seen wheelchairs in the middle of the road because there's no other way to drive them. If we want to clean up capital city Kingstown, let's look at these things. That's how we need to look at the city. Not the vendors. The vendors can be regulated because they don't own the street. They don't own the place. But the people who operate in the city and own businesses, they own them buildings there. so we can deal with those. Let's get the regulations in place. Let's beautify the place. Let's build. Cameras are all over the place now. So when we plant a bush or flowers and somebody in their vehicle just get out and put it up and gone, we know where to find you. When we put up the rails around the place and make it look nice, the ones who lean on them and break them off, we will find you. When them guys from Tusty Water, Mr. Hillox, put up these nice bins so that the city can remain clean, when the men them come and break them off and mash them up or run off the road with the vehicle and knock them down, we know how to find you. The cameras are up and running now. But beautifying Kingstown have nothing to do with vendors. Regulate vendors, and once and for all, let them get something sensible to sell their goods on. Design something tangible and meaningful for them to put things on. Is vendors alone? No. Not vendors alone. They will say, oh, the vendors will drop their stuff right there. Everybody dropping their stuff all over the place. Everybody urinating all over the place in the city. Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about these things because the country will look bad. Yeah, that's strange me accent there. I see a young lady on Facebook getting real licks because she changed her accent. And she was trying to sound British. But we focus on the accent of the young lady and not the message. The young lady say a man knocks you down with a vehicle, beats you in your head, cuffs you in your belly, and not a soul responding to that. You only notice that she's speaking in a fake accent. We're weird kind of people here. We're weird kind of people. Focus on the wrong things. And now we're focusing on the vendors. The vendors are doing that because we allow them to. Come on. You here remember that once upon a time you could have walked around the city, breeze, and they were vending? Yes, they were still vending. But somehow we lost control of when and where and how. The regulation just became open, wide, and laxed. And now we end up with the chaos that we have here. Yes, there are rules and regulations on the books. Yes, there are places where you ought not to vend. Yes, there are places earmarked for vending. Vending must be done on the street. We can't just push people off the street. The street is where the thing happens. But what we need to do is to make sure that it is done in the prescribed way. If we leave it the way it is, a man could decide, I could decide, let me hire a youth man with a table and park him out in front of Randy's and make an extra $2. Because there's no regulation to stop me from doing that. Right outside of a shop that have a liquor license to sell alcohol, a man could park an icebox with no trader's license and no liquor license and sell rum. And we do nothing about that. We're making joke in this place. We're making joke. We're making joke. So I look at what is happening over there, and I say, you know what's going to happen? We're going to end up the same way we started with the market. The people are going to go in and probably store their goods in there, and then come back out and sell it on the road again. Or the moment somebody move off the street, somebody take that place. I govern vending and the spaces for vending in the city will only be end up spinning top and mud. Thank you very much for listening, my friends. We'll do this again tomorrow at 7:20 for another edition of Solutions right here on WEFM 99.9.